perhaps you've learned about My Plate, and I think I learned it in like middle school or something. It was not in high school, but I think it was middle school. And so on My Plate, it basically shows you what you should primarily eat. Half of the plate was vegetables and fruits, and the other half of the plate was grains and proteins, and then you had like a cup of milk on the side. And so you learned that. But what does the school actually serve you? What the fuck does the school serve you? There would be burgers every single day. There would be pizza every single day. Just like a combination of Western food. And then in middle school, there's also like a snack line for ice cream, for cookies, for donuts. Like, what the fuck? That was middle school. Like, what in the actual fuck is this? They teach you My Plate, and then they serve you completely differently. Like, what the fuck is this? And fuck me. In middle school, I was the most overweight ever. I was the heaviest ever in my entire life. And that says something, because I'm probably like a foot taller than my younger self. And so moving on to high school, it was slightly better, yeah. But still, like, what the fuck? My Plate and what the school's serving is not the same. There were still burgers and pizzas every single day, but there was an option for us to get wraps. That was definitely better in middle school. That was definitely better. There's no donuts or ice cream. That was also definitely better. There were still options for chips and other snacks, and there's also entrees that were usually calorically dense, like spaghetti, pasta, ravioli, whatever. And so through all of this, you learned what a healthy diet, what a healthy plate is supposed to be. And then you grab a burger, you grab some pasta with some meatballs, you grab some chips. That doesn't fit into the plate. That doesn't fit My Plate whatsoever. And where are the vegetables? Nowhere. Nowhere to be found. And they teach you My Plate. Like, how hypocritical is that? It's fucking insane to me right now. I had this thought very recently. I was like, the school system is really fucked, bro. It really fucked me over. If I didn't eat the food at school, I wouldn't have been as overweight. If I hadn't consumed the Western diet, I wouldn't have become so overweight. And this only me eating like one Western meal a day. Otherwise, I was all eating like Eastern Chinese food, basically. Like, what the fuck? Like, even that, like, what the fuck? The Western diet leaves you obese and dead, basically. What is Western food? Burgers, fries, fried chicken, etc. Like, all the unhealthy shit. All the unhealthy shit. And this diet is absolutely terrible for you. It's disgustingly bad for you. Because it's engineered to play on your pleasure. It's engineered to give you the most pleasure. And that's why it's so difficult to stop eating it. Because all of the oil and carbs confuses your brain. You may feel full, and then you eat it, and then it feels like you can eat so much more. Like, I'm sure you've had this. Like, you're done eating a meal, and then you eat some dessert, and you feel like, oh, I can eat so much more now. And then you just keep eating and eating and eating. Like, fuck the Western diet. Like, refuse to eat Western. Refuse. Because it's fucking bullshit, and it's not real food. And I mean, you can argue that, other cultures, they also have fattening foods. But not nearly as the Western countries. Not nearly as America. Not nearly as Canada. Not nearly as the UK. Not nearly as them. Like, have you seen an obese Japanese person? I sure have not. Because it's so rare in the Japanese culture to be obese. It's so rare. Personally, in Chinese culture, there's an increase in obesity, in China especially. And I think partly that the reason for that is because people are less poor. People can afford to eat out. People can afford to eat delicious foods. And therefore they get fat because of it. The oil, the sugar, the carbs, all of it. It's more and more available to people now. And you can say, it's mostly the oil, carbs, and sugar that's causing people to be fat. But which diet has the most of that? The Western diet. The Western diet has the most of it. Sure, Chinese culture does use sugar and lots of oils, but not nearly as much as the Western diet. So if you're in the United States, Canada, Great Britain, or any Western country, quit the Western diet. Do you want to become the guy who goes to McDonald's every Monday in the evening for dinner? Do you want to be that guy? Truly. Because I sure don't.